to explain to the teachers, like uh, they have they have a they have a very, what is it called? They have uh they try to they try to have a misspelling to the student to the teachers. So sometimes, for example, the students have cannot talk K, for example. So it's a very challenging for me as a teachers to understand what they talking about, and what uh, are they very are they understand about what I teach or not. So this is a very unpleasant or memorable or challenge for me as a teachers. Some students have a different background, have a different variety of culture. So that's why we as teachers have to adapt in a classroom to try to understand and communicate with the parents. That is for me. How about you, Mr. Mike?
Okay, for unpleasant situation, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, I face some of the unpleasant situation. Yeah, one of them is the student. We know that our student has curiosity, right? And the student have out of the box question, and maybe at the time I don't know how to answer it. Either it's very sensitive or how to explain it. I don't know. So the solution is I hold the question. I say to the students, my kid, sorry, I cannot answer your question now, but later on I will answer it, and then I will answer the question privately, maybe tomorrow, maybe tomorrow, or maybe in the afternoon after the school. Yeah, I think it's unpleasant situation that I found in the classroom.
Oh, okay, thank you, Kak Mike, and also Kak Yesi, and thank you too for the a very interesting question. Now we will go on to the next question. We have Miss Mas Nilam in a comment section. I will read the question to Miss Yesi. What are your obstacle in teaching primary students? Miss Yesi, you can answer it.
Okay, thank you, Miss Mas Nilam Elfrida from Global Prestasi School. What is my obstacle in teaching primary students? Like I said it before, while we teaching, we need to adapt to the students' background. So we need to adapt fastly, so we can understand what the students need, so we can engage the students more active, more interactive while we teaching, while we do some experiment or some learning. Maybe we can trial or error to do the some methods or materials. That's it. Yes, Mas Nia. Is it enough?
Enough,
Okay, so
thank you.
Okay,
depends
thank
on
you,
the students'
Mas Nia.
needs, yeah, Miss Yesi.
Yes, based on that.
Okay. So now let's move to another question. There is some of you to want. Oh, there's also from Miss Devi M. Panjaitan. Have you ever had a student who doesn't want to answer your question, Miss or Mister? How do you make him or her to answer your questions? Okay, probably Mr. Mike will be first to answer it.
Okay. I think I haven't found the answer that I cannot answer it, but uh I will try to explain it to the students, and I will give a time for me to thinking first. Then I tell to the students to answer. Yeah. So I don't even haven't faced the students. It's hard. Had a harder question. Yeah. Thank you, Miss Debbie.
Okay, so let's please Kak Yesi to answer it.
Have you ever had a student who doesn't want to answer your question? Okay. To from this, maybe I ever have this, but sometimes they have also, like I said it before, they also have a different background. So sometimes they just uh shy, or for the grade one, in a grade one, maybe shy to the questions, or if it's in a teaching, we try to asking again about the materials. But if it's about the personality, like they what like their own personality, maybe they just try to answer it. How to make an how do you how do you make him or her questions? Try to asking again until 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 the student want to answer it. That's maybe for me. Sometimes when we know the answer from the students, uh it's the things that, if the students can answer my questions, it means the students can catch up the materials, the learning materials. That's why I try to give a space first, maybe, and maybe I try to give a space, and then after the teachings, I ask again the same questions, but in a personally, one on one only. That's it for me, Miss Baby.
Okay, thank you, Miss Yesi and Mr. Mike, for the answer. So we can conclude that as a teacher, we have to creative to make a student involvement and participation in answer, right? Okay, so thank you. Ocha, please read again. In this move to second part, right? So there is three question left. Okay. Okay, so we have Miss Regina in comment section. How do you address to the different learning styles of your student in your class? Maybe Miss Yasi, you can answer it first, and after that, Mr. Michael.
Okay, to address the different learning styles in uh, in my class, like I said it before, we are also provide not only listening, but we provide the audio, not only the audio for the listening, but the videos uh for the videos to engage the students, and also um and the kinesthetic to make them work in pair as a teamwork. And the learning styles, they can, while we do the teamwork, they can complete each other's in a teamwork, and we just provide one as a leader to help them. That is for me.
Okay, how do you address to the different learning style of your students in your class? Thank you, Miss Regina. How to address the different learning styles? I usually plan the learning, yeah, and I try to provide in the PPT or PowerPoint or the slides for the visual students, and then we provide also the singing a song about the materials, or we can prepare the video in our learning, and then ask the students to uh, ask the students about the material that we show to the students, and then after that we can make a group like Miss Yesi said. Yeah, we can make a group and then make them involved in our learning. Yeah, make a games make a games regarding the material what we explain to the students. I think that's all.
Okay, so based on the question, we have to know our student learning style, and we don't only give one learning method, but we have to give them a variative learning method. Is it right, Mr. Michael and Miss Yesi? Yes. Okay,
Okay.
so we will go to the next question. Kak Naila, please read it.
So this will be two left questions. So I will pick randomly. There is a similar question from Kak Regina Jocelyn and from Katlea. Oh, call Sir Evie from Collegio, and Chrisia May from Collegio too. And the question is similar because they ask about how knowing that English language is quite hard to understand, but especially from students is not their student first language. So how you make them easily to learn, or is there any simple strategies that you can share? And for the Sir Evie, it's how do you assess the English language proficiency? So it's question similar. Okay, so please, Kak Mike to answer it first, and to Kak Yezi continue it.
Okay, thank you for the question, participants. To make the students understand easily about the English, because in our Indonesia maybe, yeah, we still in Indonesia basically it's not English as first language, right? So we have to explain easily, like make a word that familiar with the students. Yeah, we use the familiar words so the students can know about the material. Yeah, we also can conduct the spelling bee game. Yeah, to make the familiar words for the students in the classroom. Yeah, after that we can use the song regarding the material, use the chant like this, like pam param pam. Yeah, you can make like this, but regarding the materials. Yeah, I think it's quite good for the students to make the students understand easily. Thank you.
Okay, please, Yesi, can you continue?
Um, yes, I'm same like Mr. Mike that Mr. Mike said it before to make uh to make the students understand about the English because in Indonesia English is not as a first language. It's we know that it's quite hard to understand. Uh, while I said it before, some students maybe they're already fluent in English, but some of them is not really not really fluent while they talk in English, or some of them just knows some familiar words. So we just arrange it or make it as a group. I think peer assessment is a very very good for them to make as so they can engage also because their friends are very talkative where they're just talk with the other students, so other friends who just know similars, they just want to join to talk about what they know. That's why we just use it to make it as a group. So when we make it as a group, we just arrange it as teachers. We know the students' ability and students' skill and the students' English skills. That's why we make it which one is a fluent, which one is better, which one is a media, or etc. That's why the class will be more better day by day. This is from me.
Okay, so Okay, so it can be said that the environment of classes will be the more important things, right? For the students to learn each other, especially for English language. Okay, so the last question will be from Novel.
Okay, so this is for both Kak Mike and Kak Yesi. Thank you for sharing your ideas. I would like to ask,
Great.
how do you treat all your students fairly and equally without favoritism, especially when teaching students with special needs? Thank you. Maybe Kak Yesi can answer first and Kak Michael.
Um, how we treat all the students fairly and equally without favoritism, especially when teaching students with a special needs. As we know, special needs have a special methods also. So when we talk about the special needs, we also try to engage the students with the special needs to can mingle first to the other friends or to the other students. So one day, if they have some things they need, we know in the classroom we also the friends also know that the some of the friends also have special needs. That's why it's quite difficult because equally it's not means equally it's not always means same, right? So uh for me equal it's like this, and for the other students equals uh they need more attention like this. So equals not only have a same portions. That's it from me. How about the Mr. Mike?
Okay, first of all, what I do is I will explain to the other students. Yeah, explain the other students. Yeah, like Miss Yesi mentioned before about uh equally, it's not only the same. Yeah, yeah. Uh, we try to explain the students. Not all the student has same methods or has same explanation how the same treat, but I will try to the students with the clear method. Yeah, all the student can understand what the what the material the students will understand about what they got, the knowledge what they got. Yeah, after this, after that, we will can make a group. Yeah, we can make a group, and then we can uh work together. Yeah, to solve the problem together. Yeah, so we try to tell the students, yeah, we are the same, we will get the same method, but maybe for the student with the special needs, maybe have a time to get extra uh materials from me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for your answer, Kak Mike and Kak Yesi. So will be the last question. There is any further question, guys? We still have time for further question if you guys still have curious of this today's topic. Probably we can wait.
You can raise your hand or you can type your question in the comment section.
Because we still have time for do the Q&A and answer. Okay, so Ocha, there will be so wonderful material and insightful, right? Based on the question and answer and the material itself, we can conclude that in teaching, especially for English, there is a lot of struggle, right? And challenging. So how do you learn from this material, Ocha?
So, as I learned from the first speaker, which is Kak Mai, I learned that to teach English in elementary school, there will be so many choices. But to solve it, you have to understand your student well and variate your learning method and learning media so you can make the student happy while they're learning. How about you, Kamila?
Oh, from Mr. Mike, there's a challenging, and I realize as a prospective teacher, I still don't know anything. I still have to learn and learn because even though we already become a teacher, we also face the variety problem, right?
Yeah.
So from this topic, I can prepare ourselves as a teacher later on. Okay, so there is a question also from Novel. Thank you, Novel, for your question. Okay, I can read it. Sorry, I have one more question to our speakers. It's okay, we still have a time. How should you handle a situation where a student gets injured in a class, and how do you communicate this incident to the parents? Okay, please.
Kak Mai, you can answer first, and Kak Yazi, you can answer after Kak Mai.
Okay, the first one, if we have situation where our students get injured in the class, the first one we have to know more, yeah, why the students get injured in the class. After that, we check in the we check it, and then after that we explain it by WhatsApp, yeah. For the sorry. Yeah. If the injured is very, yeah, yeah, if injured it's not good, maybe not only text the parents, but also we have to call them and try to explain clearly. After that, we can ask the student to pick up the students. Yeah, I think that's all that I had in the classroom. How about you, Miss Yesi?
Okay. What? How should you handle a situation where a students get injured in the class? So, as we know, we also in the class, right? So we is the major one who knows the situations is in the class. If it's a very dangerous, so we can just bring the students clinic to the clinic in the schools, and then the nurse will help us to give the uh, give the specification what of the students needs. Maybe they need some things, or or they need, or it's a very, like Mr. Mike said, if it's a very bad or it's not in a good conditions, we can also just call the parents. But if it's not, we can also just telling them through the WhatsApp. But it's supposed to be uh, for part by part, for just explain clearly what they do, how can the students get injured, and well, maybe the injured because of the friends. Maybe we can also tell the friends, and we solve the problem first to we have to solve the problem in the class first, to post the teachings, and then try to solve the problems in the classroom. So after that, we just go to the clinic, and after that, we just explain to the parents clearly. So parents will understand. Uh, the parents will understood. That's it for me.
Okay, thank you, Kak Yazi and Kak Michael. So we have to check whether the student injured so badly or no or not. And if it's bad, we can go to the medical and we can communicate with the parent and clearly. And if it's not that bad, we can tell the student what they do and what things that it can heal their emotion.
All right, so we bring a new understanding about how to face the problems in student. Okay, there is another question because we still have a time, right? We still have a time. Oh, probably one
Okay.
more time from Christiana Nuraini. Okay, please, Karin.
Okay, so from Miss Rizdiana to Miss Yesi and Mr. Mike, based on your experience, what do you think is the hardest part on teaching English to young learners? Maybe Kak Yesi can answer first.
Based on my experience, the hard part of teaching English if they have need to they don't know how to read in English. They don't know how to uh, even they know didn't know the letters. Sometimes in a grade one, they don't know the letters. How can they read if they don't know the letters? That's the question, right? So we have give more extra to them to give tutorial so they can learn from the phonics first until they know the phonics and they can read slowly one by one. That's the hard part for teaching English for the young learners because we know phonics also have a hard part, but the hardest part is if the students didn't know the letters. That's it.
Okay, for me, what the hardest part on teaching English to young learners? Yeah, we know that the student has a minimum vocabulary, right? Yeah, it's a hardest part for me because when I explain to the students and I mention the words or the vocabulary that it is hard to understand by the students, I will explain it and I will make a simplify, and it's harder, yeah, when I explain the student and make it simplify to understand the students, and maybe it takes time, and after that I forgot what the next I should explain to the students. Yeah, the solution is maybe I will tell the first one. I will tell to the students. I will explain it later after I explain all the materials. Then I will answer the words that the students don't know about the words about the vocabulary.
Okay, so we can clearly be said that the challenging is the students didn't understand the lesson and they have minimum knowledge of vocabulary, right?
Yes.
So it depends on the teacher to creative bring the answer, and from the time is also
Yeah.
prepare. Okay, so it will be the last section
So last
for
question. Yeah.
today's Q&A session. Thank you for your question, and also thank you for Kak Mike and Kak Yezi for
Yesi.
answer. Okay, so what's next, Ocha? What will we do?
We will conclude our today's material. I think for the first speaker, which is Kak Mike, like I said before, I will read it again that to teach English in elementary school will be very challenging. But as long as you have the key, which is to understand your student, to be variative and at giving the learning style, it will help you to solve the challenges that will appear when you teach English in elementary school.
So there is really more new understanding, right,
Yeah.
for face the problems.
Yeah.
And from the speaking too, as we can conclude, The purpose of teaching, like Kak Yesi said before, is create a meaningful activity. Do you agree with that, Ocha?
Yes, I really agree with that.
As a student, also, we hope that our teacher can bring memorable things to do, right? So it will be our inspiration for become a teacher later. And for the strategies, lower grade is very ambitious. And the ideas of teaching is we can bring technology integration. And the students right now really love playing a game, so the technology cannot really bad to bring this today's teaching and learning, right, Ocha?
Yes.
Okay, so student can learn really widely and bring the topic in another class.
And also become a lifelong learner, Kak.
Lifelong
Yeah.
learner, yeah, I agree with that. Okay, so this is really precious knowledge that we can get in our webinar today. So before we come back to Master of Ceremony again, we will excuse ourselves. Thank you for attending our webinar, and we ask moderator, I'm Naila Adhana Dewi.
I'm Cahya.
We move right now. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Naila and Ocha, to be like moderator for this webinar. Now, for all participants, please check on your chat column in this webinar, especially in Zoom chat column, or you can also check on the webinar group on WhatsApp. There is a link for you to fill in your attendance again or pause survey. So please fill in the attendance first form, or you can scan this barcode and you can fill in your attendance. We will give you 5 minutes to fill in. So don't forget to fill in the pre-event survey and also post survey. Okay, I think everyone already fill in. And then, yeah, for L3, you can take control, please.
Yeah, for the attendance and post Google form, you can continue our next session. So let's take a moment for documentation. Since this is a webinar, we invite all participants to turn on their cameras so we can see your wonderful faces. This is a great opportunity to create memories of this event. We'll give everyone a moment to get ready. Yeah, please turn on your cameras. Miss Operator? Okay. I think we're ready. For all participants who haven't turned on the cameras. Okay. Okay. Get ready. On a count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Smile. We will take several screenshots to make sure everyone has been captured. Okay? Okay. Beautiful. I think, yeah, that's it. Thank you so much. We appreciate your participation, and these photos will be a great memento of our time together. So thank you everyone for your active participation today. It has been an enriching experience learning from each other about teaching English in elementary school.
So we hope the insights shared today inspire you in your teaching journeys. Special thanks to our speaker, moderators, and everyone behind the scenes to make this webinar possible. To our participants, your enthusiasm and engagement will make this webinar a success. So once again, on behalf of the entire committee, thank you for being here. We wish you all the best in your teaching endeavors. Have a good day.
Goodbye.
Goodbye
Take
and
care,
take care.
everyone.
Thank you, everyone.